For somebody who's been on the battlefields of the world for 36 years, I pretty much gauge that these people, only listen to threat and strength, and to try and appease them. I know that there are some politicians in this country who would like to talk and negotiate with Hamas and the Houthis and Al-Qaeda. Unfortunately, they're incredibly naive. No, I don't think I was surprised, and I don't think anybody else who's been following this conflict closely would be surprised. The Americans and the Brits ourselves have been saying this for a number of weeks, telling the Houthis to stop interfering with shipping and attacking shipping in the Red Sea. Otherwise, they would get the consequences. There is no way that that the US and the UK could stand out idly by and let the Houthis, who are a terrorist organization, attack these ships. The Houthis claim that they are supporting Hamas. There is a sort of rule of terror around the Arabian Peninsula with Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis. They're all the proxies of Iran, being financed, trained, and equipped by Iran. And this is part of Iran's plan to destabilize the Middle East and affect the West and the free world. So absolutely, one had to act demonstratively and decisively as quickly as possible. But I think it's too early to say whether the strikes last night are sufficient to prevent the Houthis launching more drones and missiles at shipping in the Red Sea. The Ministry of Defence, and I'm sure the British government and American government very much hope that it is enough. I believe about 72 attacks. These are precision attacks with RAF fighter jets coming out of Cyprus, dropping paveway bombs, also cruise missiles and other precision missiles. No doubt the British and American intelligence was very good, and we understand they're aimed at taking out those launchers and destroying those drones on the ground. If they have done that, only time will tell in the next few days and weeks. But I am sure that the British and American governments will re-attack if that is not the case. This, I think, is a real wake-up call for politicians and really the British people to look at their defence capabilities. The world at the moment is a very dangerous place. We have war in Europe, in Ukraine, with Russia invading Ukraine. And if we don't ensure that Ukraine prevail, and I'm delighted that we have announced £2.5 billion worth of support to Ukraine, if Ukraine doesn't prevail, we could well find British troops fighting in Europe on the ground again. Similarly, with the Middle East at the moment, a tinderbox, the potential for that to explode, although I don't think it would bring Britain directly into the war, but certainly the increase in terror that will ensue. We must ensure that we have the right type and level of defensive force to protect the security of the United Kingdom. But if we fail in our defence, if we don't have robust and a comprehensive defence capability to protect these islands, quite frankly, everything else that's vexing us at the moment could become horrifically irrelevant. For somebody who's been on the battlefields of the world for 36 years, and in particular over the last 10 years, has had to fight Islamic State terrorists and Al-Qaeda terrorists, I pretty much gauge that these people, only listen to threat and strength, and to try and appease them. I know that there are some politicians in this country who would like to talk and negotiate with Hamas and the Houthis and Al-Qaeda. Unfortunately, they're incredibly naive, and that is exactly what these terror groups want. But I think it is naive for people to suggest that we can just let the Houthi terrorists and others crack on with their business, attacking shipping, and everything will be fine. It won't. And when people go to the pumps next week and fill up their cars and it's 10p more expensive, they need to remember it's because of the Houthis. It's not because of anything else. And we must do this now, because give it another couple of years and Iran may well have nuclear weapons. And when it has nuclear weapons, we're in a really even more dangerous scenario. What one has to hope, and I tend to think is right, is actually by taking out the Houthi capability will pour water on this fire rather than petrol on it.